Okay, welcome back. Here we are, Soonervilles. Today we're going to take a little closer look at this car. This is going to be part 2 of this Mustang that we're going to do a restoration on. So, there's very little good to show you, but a whole lot of bad. On the good note, it doesn't have a broken windshield. But the windshield's scratched and crappy and yellowed and has 50 years of age and is going to be replaced anyhow. As you can see, they cut a huge hole in the hood for a smokestack intake on the motor they had in here. The fenders have already been pulled off by the previous owner as he started to do his repairs. And I'm going to show you some of his repairs. But as you can see, the interior of the engine compartment is a total mess. Parts are missing now. And it was just, well, it's a total mess. It's going to have to be totally reworked. Previous owner started putting some replacement aprons in here, as you can see. And as you can plainly see, he did a really lousy job of it. The welds are, well, terrible, don't even describe it. It looks to me like the car was hit on the left side front at some time. They pushed the radiator support back into place somewhat, and then did a totally lousy job of repairing it. So now I have to replace that entire core support. See, that's going to be cut out and replaced. When they replaced those aprons, they did a lousy job on the welds on those as well. As you can see. Really terrible. And they cut into here. Looks like they did some repair on here for, probably the whole thing was bent. And I don't know if it's got cracks in there or not. We're going to find out. I'm going to probably grind a lot of that out and see how much damage was done to that. On the other side, more of the same. As you can see, great welds. Excellent. As you can see, they replaced this side. They did a pretty good job of cutting out the original one. And an okay job on this side of the welds. Those might be repairable. I don't know yet. We'll see. It's going to take some time to find out. On the outset, I'm kind of happy. It looks like that the torque boxes and the cowl section is really not as bad as most times you see. I don't see a lot of interior rust in the water drain boxes. And on the torques on this side, same thing. Look pretty good. You really can't see much. There's some rust in there, but nothing heavy that I can tell. I'll know more when we get further in there. I'm hoping that it's just surface rust. I could pull the top of the cowl off and be able to clean off what's inside there. I'll know more once. I'm going to have to remove that cowl section just to find out for sure. But being I'm replacing most of the panels on the car anyhow, it's just one more step in the process. So, other than that, the frame wheel looks okay, but it looks like they did some repairs here. Not sure. I think so, and that probably is going to have to be looked at. The car is going to be going in a couple weeks to the a frame shop to be checked to be squared, so and we'll find out at that point really where it's at. Let's look at the roof here. As you can see, a big mess. This was a vinyl top car. That's why they always end up. Rust holes all through them. This one here, they tried to attempt to fix it by putting in Bondo all over it. As you can see, the Bondo is really severe in this one. They probably had one heck of a hole. So, whether that'll be repairable or not, that remains to be seen. I'm not really liking repairing that. I think I almost want to just go ahead and say the heck with it and replace that roof. But here's one of the worst things. This quarter panel that they put in. This was a new skin, lower skin that they replaced. And they did a terrible job on it. You can see it's just the Bondo amount that they put in here to try to get this thing, the Bondo amount they put in here to try to get this thing sealed up and seamed up and looking. They had to make their own body lines because they had so much body in it. And you can follow this, it's like a ski slope almost, looking at it. And thick. I mean, thick with Bondo. And again, more terrible welds, as you can see. So, new quarter going to be put on this side. There's no doubt about it. There's no way around it. No way around it. The other side, not as bad, but it's got damage to the lowers on the rim wheel, wheelhouse, outer wheelhouse. That'll have to be replaced probably. If I'm going to put the roof and the other quarter on, I'm just as inclined to just replace both quarters and the roof and be done with it. So that's what we look like on that. And now I guess even more horrific. Here's your average 50-year-old trunk. It was full of crap when I pulled the car up. I had to unload a bunch of stuff out of here. But as you can see, lots of rust. Lots of rust. I'm just going to end up replacing this trunk floor as well. Which is just as well. This whole car has turned into a nightmare as far as what they did before I got it. Here is the replacement panel that the original owner put in on the driver's floorboard. Just a really cobbed in job. Worse than anything, they didn't put the original seat pan back in. They put these bars in here because they were going to put in some crappy power leather seats from some foreign car. One of them was in the car when I got it, and I pulled it out and threw it in the trash. As you can see, there's more rust. Pretty severe back to here. And so on this side, you can see more of the same kind of repairs they did. I don't even know what that is. I don't know really what I'm looking at. Other than, why? I don't know. But you can see they patched that piece in there. It does have most of the original floor, I think, here. Maybe it came out of another car and they cut it out and they patched it in here. That's all I can figure. Of course, as you can see, it's got terrible rust all through there. That's going to be... So it's going to need a full pan. The entire floorboard is going to have to be replaced. Typical cracked dash. That pad will have to be replaced. The good part is, those look good. All the area there for the door hinges, the rockers really look pretty solid for the most part. Both sides kind of like that. And these A-pillars, same thing. They look fairly solid. But a lot of that's going to get replaced when we have to do the roof work. So all in all, here we are. A lot of sheet metal work going to be done on this car. A lot. Pretty much when we're done, the car is going to be, as far as metal-wise go, except for the main chassis, everything's going to be replaced. I seriously think that I'm going to probably end up having to replace more of this front end than I really thought. I really was hoping to maintain all the shock towers. So they look kind of good on the outset. I just don't know. This is bothering me. Of course, this and replacing all that. So we're going to find out. But that's what we're working with today. So that's where we're starting. All right, keep following. There's more to come.